Class, week 5, here we are. It's insane to think about, but next week you're taking your final exam for the class. We're on our last unit, if you want to use that term, talking about the Irish Republican Army and the Troubles. So we're going to take this week and a little bit of next week to kind of finish that up. And then next week, the final exam will be available to you as indicated on the schedule. This will probably be the last kind of full-length video that I leave for you guys this semester. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to explain why I decided to include the book Say Nothing and end our term of talking about terrorism with a discussion on the Irish Republican Army and the Troubles. I found the book Say Nothing to be absolutely phenomenal. I thought it was an extraordinary account of what happened during a really troubling period of time in Ireland. And one of the reasons that I wanted to end our semester, our term, on a discussion about the IRA and their actions as a terrorist group is because I think this provides us with a really interesting look into what kind of sectarian or terrorist conflict can look like between two countries or two groups that are right next to each other. And I think it becomes a really interesting discussion because the book that you're going to read, Say Nothing, will discuss kind of the individuals that participated in the terrorist activities. It's going to try and contextualize their behaviors. It's going to provide you with a look into the social and kind of psychological motivations for their behavior. And it's also going to take it all the way down to the level of a family that was affected by some of the actions of the terrorist groups. And so it's going to span kind of this very human spectrum from those that are participating in the actions and their overwhelming dedication. It's going to go into all the hunger strikes that some of the individuals in the IRA endured in order for their cause. You're going to find yourself, as you read through the book, kind of drawn to some of those individuals. You're going to find yourself understanding some of their motivations for their behaviors. And I think that's an important process to put ourselves through as we're trying to understand terrorism. So for this last week and a half or 2 weeks that we have in class, the real outcome that I want to have is I want us to be able to try and take a little bit of to take a little bit of a walk in the shoes of people that participate in terrorist activities, because from their perspective, it's a worthy fight. From their perspective, it's a fight that makes sense. And that's hard for other people to understand a lot of the time. These last 2 weeks, we spoke about the white power movement. As a kid that grew up in a Jewish home, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around why that type of hate is attractive to people. But the people that exist in that movement believe so vehemently and strongly in that movement that they're willing to go to really large extremes to fight for what they feel is right. And I don't agree with what they feel is right, but in order for me to really truly understand the activities of terrorist groups, I have to understand that point. I have to understand their overwhelming and extraordinary dedication to a cause. And so I think this book, Say Nothing, will provide us with that look into that extreme dedication. And it connects it again to this very personal story of a mother going missing. And so it bridges that gap. It's not just this loose discussion of kind of terrorist dedication, but the outcome, the most personal type of outcome that can that comes from that dedication. So I hope those pieces kind of make sense as you move through the book. I look forward to seeing your guys' presentations at the end of this week. And then again, next week, we just kind of finish up the book. There's a little talk for you guys to watch, to listen to online. And then there's the final exam. That's the only assignment for week 6 is the final exam. Along with the reading this week, you guys should watch the movie Bloody Sunday. You can rent it for just a couple of dollars on just about every platform that allows for movie rentals. And hopefully that'll kind of fill in some of the gaps with what was happening at certain points of the Troubles. If you have any questions about the topic, about the class, about anything at all, please reach out to me. I hope you all are well and you're safe. And I look forward to seeing your assignments this week. Take care, everyone.